This is Linda Burton.
And this is Joseph Burton.
With Fighting to Stay Married. Today I want to talk about the first lesson I learned when we got married. And that was when I wanted something. And I don't remember what it was, but the response from my husband was, no, we can't afford it. And my reaction was, yes, we can. And I whipped out my dad's credit card and say, see, we can use this. What did you think about that?
I remember being, I don't think I was okay with it because it was like, when did you get that?
You really wasn't okay with it. You looked at me like, you need to rip that up. I did not know when you get married. It's like you know, but you don't know, I guess. When you get married, it was my husband's responsibility fully to provide for me in a way. And in my head, I was thinking, I'm helping him out. You know, I have this credit card. I'm helping him out. I had this credit card since I was a little girl, and Daddy didn't ask for it back, and I know I have so much each month, so we can use it. We can use it instead of me now. So I'm thinking I'm helping you out. I'm thinking I'm supporting us, and your feeling wasn't that I was supporting.
Yeah, because we're married, so we do things together. So it's almost like having a third person there. And I know a lot of parents try to get involved in new marriages. But the thing about it is doing it in secret, because I had no idea that this arrangement was set up or it was still going on. So it was, I remember not being okay with it. I don't remember exactly what I said though.
Yeah, and I didn't take it as a secret because I had this credit card ever since I was, as long as I can remember, high school, middle school. I always had the card, so it wasn't a secret or even thought about bringing it to your attention. So I learned a lot that day.
Well, it's supposed to be like cutting the ties, and I guess it probably is more for men than women, but I think the men in a relationship is going to want the wife to be, because to me, it's like you're fully in this or you're fully not. So which one is it? So can't have both ways. You're in the marriage or you're not. You can't be, married and then have your arms still stretched out.
In my daddy's pocket.
In your dad's pocket or your mom's pocket. So I don't know.
So I remember, it's so funny how you say cutting. I remember you're like, you need to cut that credit card. And I remember it was the hardest thing to do. It was like, do I really have to? Can we have it for emergencies? And it's ours now because we're married. It's not just mine. And you're like, no, it's my job to take care. And I really honored and respect and love that you had that feeling of being the main provider for me. But in the back of my head is like, but we have help. You don't have to work so hard.
It was just something that you were used to. So, yeah. I didn't have that. It's like, you think that, I remember, having a mentality of, I'm married now, so I got to, stay focused and take care of things. That was my mentality.
Yeah, you made changes too when we got married. You had funds going other places and you canceled those to be able to provide more. And I didn't find out until later on in our marriage. So I guess we both do it in different ways. You did it right away. I had to learn through you that I needed to do that. So beware of what ties or what things you have connected before you get married, and sit down and have that conversation, which I wish we would have. Well, I'm glad because I learned a lot that day, and it made me realize how much you're in and committed to the marriage by asking me to cut the credit card up. But before we got married, we should have sat down and discussed, well, Linda, what do you have, or what else is going on out there that you're tied to that you might have to cut off?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I mean, we didn't know, and we didn't know to do that. Like, you know, people, I mean, it's probably better now than it was back then, like pre-marriage counseling. But I still think they don't really get into the heart of things, or they don't be realistic with things. So it's an adjustment. It's an adjustment that has to be made.
So we just wanted to talk today about the experience that we learned of cutting ties, or cutting, it could be relationships, it can be financial.
It could be any number of things. So I think what people need to do now is really communicate with each other, sit down and have these discussions, real discussions, realistically. But I guess you gotta be careful too, because you might not want to scare the person away.
It shouldn't be by then. But just look at the connections that you have, that you might have to change or cut off, to friends, financial, other things that's going on in your life that might hinder your marriage, or you think it would support and help it, but your partner don't see it that way.
Yeah, some of those things will take care of themselves too, but especially the parents of the two people. So you're not married to them. So you might need to find and discuss that, like, you know, what kind of help you will receive for your in-laws, or what kind of help you won't receive. Because remember, it's the two of you that are married, and you're not married to the in-laws, and you're not married to anybody else. They're there because of the marriage, but you're not married per se to them. You're not going to be going home to them every night. You're not going to be in the bed with them every night. You're going to be in bed with this other person that you chose to marry. So what we want to do is just share little bits of nuggets with you, so you can start thinking about these things before you take that major step, because it's a big one. So we'll see you next time. This is Joe and Linda with Fighting to Stay Married.
Thank you for listening.